I'm going to discuss just ever so briefly 316 services, fiduciary services, which is administrative fiduciary service. As we get to the next slide, we'll understand that, we talk about fiduciary services, and most of our plan sponsors, as we go out and meet with them, understand that there are fiduciary responsibilities, but then there's still some that really don't realize that they are or at what level they are a fiduciary. So what does it mean if you are a fiduciary to a 401k retirement plan? Our next slide will show us that we have some different conversations that it's built around. I found it interesting in Fidelity's presentation. As they spoke, he showed that timeline of the history of 401k plans. And in 2016, there was a focus on fiduciary. And as financial advisors understand, that is probably truly the timeline where it became a focus. The main heightened focus was on investment fiduciary support, right? As you go out, you want to make certain you as advisors and your plan sponsors have that level of fiduciary support, a 321 or a 338. And at times, but much less discussed, there was the discussion of 316 fiduciary support. So this really speaks to what are our responsibilities as a fiduciary. Determining the fees are reasonable, right? As we benchmark our plans, we understand that that'll help us know every 2 to 3 years if we're in the perfect market space. Investments are diversified, and that terms of the plan document are being followed. Plan design is very important in a 401k plan. Decisions about the plan and investments are absolutely made in the best interest of plan participants. That's been a huge conversation. But administering the plan is really an important portion of that fiduciary responsibility. And so, when you meet with plan sponsors, and I meet with them often, I might ask them, do you know who is the named plan administrator of your plan in your plan document? Many of them have no clue, and most of the time it is them, the plan sponsor or the business owner, who is named as the plan administrator. So as we move forward, we can look at what can we do to help them. This sounds really hard, but we've got a lot of great solutions to work through a simpler combination and some support from that fiduciary administration. So on our next slide, we'll talk about why do we need a plan administrator? So we think about the things that our plan administrators have to do for their retirement plan. Certainly, we don't want it to sound daunting, but at times it can feel like a lot. They have to, upload the payroll to the record keeper. They determine eligibility for auto enrollment, which is a new upcoming required provision. Determine vesting, annual census for the compliance testing, approve loans, distribute the notices. That's become a lot. There are a lot of notices that are required to go out, and there's a lot of paper that has to be distributed. And then at the end of the year, once all that compliance is done, they have to sign and complete that 5,500. On the next slide, we'll talk about, who is a good fit for this 316 fiduciary. So I would like to think that they would fit in a box, but they don't. When I go out, I look at how they work, how their inter-office HR works. Do they have a huge HR team? Do they have a small HR team? And sometimes none of that's even important. It's really, do they have the resources and the knowledge to handle all the new legislations and regulations in regard to the administration and support on the administration side of the plan. And that comes down from understanding the legislation, understanding, when somebody's going to become eligible, making certain that we get our auto enrollments out to our employees in time. And as we move forward, what is nice, Definiti we are a great TPA. We've been a TPA historically, and we have a really solid service suite, which is our TPA plus 316 services. We'll go on, as we move forward, we'll look through the different parameters that is covered with this service suite. And I think this slide is probably the most relevant. It's really one I use the most often because, you know, we are a very good TPA. And as a TPA, we are, you know, going to consult with you on your plan design in regard to the retirement plan. We're going to do the annual testing, prepare the Form 5500. We're going to, help process distributions, mandatory withdrawals, things such as that. But still, the administrator still has a lot of day-to-day tasks that must be handled in order to get the rest of the work of the 401k plan completed. So when we are engaged as a 316 fiduciary administrator, we are actually named as a co-fiduciary to the administration services of that retirement plan. So when I mentioned earlier, oftentimes plan administrators don't even know who's named in the plan document as their plan administrator. That is all removed, and Definiti becomes the named plan administrator in that plan document. So we are, in theory, responsible for all the administration of that retirement plan. We handle, when we think about payroll contributions, we will upload payroll contributions from the payroll company, make those contributions in into the record keeping platform. We will do eligibility investing when we think about our auto enrollment and the required new legislation that requires that. We will help with the auto enrollment. We will help gather and complete the annual census data for that compliance data. We have signing authority to physically sign and submit that 5500 form at the end of the plan year, which is it's amazing to me, but oftentimes that's a pretty big deal for a lot of plan sponsors. It makes them happy to know that somebody else can review that and sign that. This one is a big one, is that we do handle all we distribute all of the required notices. So every notice that needs to be delivered, the 316 team will make certain that those notices are delivered, and it will be noted so that there's never a question if they were sent or not. And then, of course, we always stay on top of the plan reason statements, legislation, all the important things that are coming. We stay on top of it and work with the plan sponsor to make certain they're aware of those upcoming document changes. It's interesting that we've got all this great legislation that comes out, and we really are very lucky. We wait year over year to have good legislation come out for retirement plans, but we've got some new ones that are going to be a little bit more, we're going to have to track a little bit more, and we're going to have to monitor a little bit more, and that would be like our long-term part-time employees. So that's something that needs a little more tracking. And then, of course, our auto enrollment, which now has to be in place for anybody who has over 10 employees. And so those are just a couple of the things with the new legislation that are just added responsibilities to the administrative tasks of the 401k. So we have the team and the sources to be able to outsource that from the plan sponsor and give them the state of mind that it is being taken care of, that there is a professional retirement plan specialist handling it, and that they're not responsible for it. They just need to be a partner in the process as we move forward. And once again, I will shortly here share with you, although I've shared some of it, why you should partner with Definiti. But on the next slide, we'll see that we are a full service TPA. We give a very personal service experience. And when I say that, I mean when you think about a TPA and a 316 plan that's with Definiti, they're going to have somebody assigned to them from the TPA team and somebody assigned to them from the 316 team. And we can fit all your clients' needs. And when it says we're the right size to fit your clients' needs, that's what's nice about Definiti. We can go from small to large. Any size is going to fit our space. We are independent. There are some TPAs in our space that are producing TPAs, meaning they can become an advisor on the plan. And our clients first are you as advisors. We would never go directly to a plan sponsor. So you are our clients, you are our valued relationship. And we are here to consult you and to help you and the plan sponsor understand what would be the best fit for them. We want to make certain that we cover all the bases and get everything covered and make it accommodate and work best for their needs. Moving forward. This speaks a little bit to the capabilities of Definiti. We can cover all defined contribution platforms from all for-profit, not-for-profit, small, all the way up to large. And when I say small, I'm referencing solo K plans all the way up to large 401k plans. We also have an in-house actuarial team who can cover cash balance, actuarial pension outsourcing, things such as that. And we do partner with all of the record-keeping partners. So anybody that we're agnostic, we'll work with everyone. So anybody who you choose to partner with, we partner with as well and have very good relationships with them. And then another thing I wanted to add is that oftentimes we are asked about, you might have plans on your book of business that was bundled with one of our record-keeping partners. And that's okay as well. We can certainly add our 316 co-fiduciary administration services as an overlay to that bundled platform on that 401k plan. So we have lots of opportunity to add this 316 service for you and your plan sponsors and make certain that they're always in compliance, they've got all their administrative tasks handled, and it's well noted for their files. Moving forward. Yep. So, and this is just a quick map. I'm not going to go into this because I think it's supposed to be shared in another meeting, but I will share with you. We have somebody for each of you advisors. We have somebody in your space, and we would all love to work with you. We are available and out and willing to consult with you and work with you and your plan sponsors to make certain we can put them in their right space for a retirement plan.